ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So, anyways, got looking at the worst tanks in the game. By far, the crappiest penetration you can find on any of the tanks in the game. I actually found couple tier sevens that have better penetration than these new tier 10 light tanks. I mean, look at this. This is an IKV 90B, tier 7. Oh wait, no, wait. I'm sorry. I thought this was. Let me look again. Could have swore that this was a tier 7 that I was looking at. So let's just go to the tank destroyers here. Yeah, tier 7 IKV 90B. Penetration standard round 210, premium 250. AC Amex ACMLE 46. Standard penetration 232, premium 263. Okay, these are tier 7 tanks and tank destroyers. Okay, not sure what nah, that's not too good. Premium's 258, which is pretty nice. But okay, so those are tier 7 TDs. Doesn't matter. I'm just looking at their guns, not the fact that they're a TD or a tank or already whatever. So now compare them to these awesome pieces of shit that Wargaming put in the game on a couple patches ago. Okay, so you got a tier 10 XM 551 Sheridan. Now this isn't the derp gun. This is the 105, 236 standard round, 280 premium. So you're gonna have to sling premium with this one. 236. If you're shooting them in the back or the side, yeah, you're pretty good at maybe getting through backs and sides, but fronts, forget. 236 ain't gonna pen crap. And then they got the Rheinmetall Panzerwagen. All right, look at this. And remember, these are tier 10s, guys. 242 standard, 280 premium. Again, you're going to have to sling premium rounds. And they're heat, if you notice that. Heat, which heat sucks. Spaced armor. Most of your tier 10s have a lot of spaced armor. So basically they give you a round with high penetration with the premium, but it doesn't help because you can't pen the stuff anyways because it's got spaced armor on everything. So here's the Rheinmetall, and we looked at 242, 280. And then we got the T100LT, the worst penetration on any tier 10. Look at this. This is a freaking joke between the standard and the premium. You ready for this? Standard round, 230. Premium goes up a whole 18 to 248. This one actually gives you a PCR for your standard round, so 230 sucks though. You have that extra velocity, which is easier to shoot at targets that are on the move and stuff. But then your premium round is AP, and it's only 248. I mean, well, this is a damn joke. We have. I'm sorry, I'm in the hotel. You might hear them. They're vacuuming out in the hallway right outside my door. Lovely. So we have these brand spank me new tier 10 light tanks that have shittier guns than tier 7s. I mean, this is why, and the stats they gave for these tanks originally, before I think it was patch 918 or 17 when these came out. The guns on these were great. I mean, not over awesome, but had a lot higher. They had more of a medium penetrating round for the guns. And then when they released them, with really none of us knowing until it was either like the day before or the day of the patch release, all of a sudden they come out with these low penetrating rounds. It's like they didn't even want to get them in the game so that they were worth a crap. I mean, look at this. I got 15 matches, 3 matches, 12 matches. 15 matches, I got a 40% win rate, and I can't. 1,254 damage, average damage. That's a joke. Rheinmetall, 3 matches, 1,043 average damage, 33% win rate. Another joke. The Sheridan, now, given all the matches I had in this except for one was with the derp gun. Average damage, 848. 12 rounds, 50% win rate. I just put the other gun on here because the reload's a lot better, and you at least 280 pen. But like I said, it's a freaking heat round. I hate heat. Anything with spaced armor, which a lot of your tier 10 spaced armor, this thing is not going to do crap to it. I mean, drive circles around them, but you're going to bounce every damn round. I mean, what was Wargaming thinking when they did this? Did they just want to screw everybody? You know, get everybody excited about these brand new light tanks? When they were doing the test servers for these, great penetration. Great penetration. I mean, well, not, I don't want to say great. Good. We'll say good. Had enough pen that your standard round could go through other tier 10 tanks from the front, you know, if you had to. Now, yeah, shoot an E100 or a Moss with your standard round on this. Shoot a Moss in the side. Shoot a Moss in the rear with a standard round you're going to bounce with these things. And not just a Moss. If you stop and think about it, you take, let's see, we'll go with some mediums here. Okay, so TVP, Leopard, Bat Chat, Action X, you take any of those, and they're lightly armored, you know, hull armor, 65, 70, 120, so that one's a little bit higher, Bat Chat, 60. And I can almost guarantee you can take those tier 10 light tanks and you're still going to have problem penning these things frontally because the pen just sucks so bad. I mean, what's the use of, you know, talking these new light tanks up and then turn around and nerf them right before you release them? It's such a joke. I mean, they're not even worth playing. I played them, the matches I have, these are all within the first week of those coming out. Haven't touched them since. They're not even worth it. So if you stop and think about it, how many matches have you guys seen these tanks in? I mean, since I've been playing, since these have come out, the ones that I have at least, absolutely, probably, I've seen the Sheridan in more matches than any, and I think that's because a lot of people use the derp gun on it, and the Rheinmetall and the T100 LT. I can't even think of a match that I've seen the Rheinmetall in. And the T100 LT, I think I've seen that maybe 2 times, once, maybe twice. And we're not talking 2 or 3 matches in the last couple months since that patch came out when they released. We're talking, you know, a couple thousand matches. So it just shows you that Wargaming just screwed everybody with these things. It's a joke. It is a freaking joke. So if you're looking at getting these tanks, if you're thinking, well, I like light tanks, don't waste your time with these because you can't pen anything. I'm serious, you can't. It's a joke. Anyways, you guys take it easy, be safe, and you know, think about that before you go wasting your money on at least three of the light tanks that I have. Don't do it. Don't waste your money. Not worth it at all. Not unless they buff those guns. But you guys take it easy, and I'll see you on the battlefield. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So here we are in Erlenberg, and we are in our T100 LT. Only got a few matches in this, and I'm just kind of doing a video about it, but basically about the crappy penetration of the gun on this thing. Awesome speed. Awesome, awesome speed. Low profile. Hard to hit. Fast. I mean, very hard to hit. But the gun doesn't pack a punch with its penetration. So right off the bat, I tell everybody, hey, you know, I'm going to go in the area over here, you know, push down here and see what I can light coming across the field this way, and if anything, you know, this way too. And just, you know, watch the speed of this thing. So, you know, up a little hill right off the bat, but once you get on a nice straight, flat straightaway here, I mean, that Sheridan is fast, and look at, I'm just pulling up past him like he's not even moving. Just booking right by him. This thing is very fast. I'm going to leave it on the this view here where we can move it around just so you can see. So anyways, we light the T49 up there. And I try and shoot this, well, this one I aim in. Just I try and shoot this E50. E50 does have a good hard turret, but bounce that around. That T49's right up here. He makes a mistake by coming down around in front of me here. He takes a derp shot at me. Oh, actually, I thought he took a shot at me there, but he didn't. Yeah, he did actually. I don't know what the hell he was shooting at. The dirt. So I get a couple shots on him. The main thing I wanted to do was light the enemies up. I actually take a shot here, and I just completely... Yeah, that one I donked. But you can see I'm lighting up stuff like crazy. So he ends up getting taken out. So one T49 taken out. So I decide, you know, I'm going to push forward. I've lit the stuff up here on the right. And you can see, watch the rounds as I'm driving through here. And I'm spotting stuff left and right here because I'm trying to stay on the low side, keep stuff lit. And then I figure, I'm going to go on the left side over here and see what I can light up over here. Probably the mistake I made was coming over here, because I end up running into their light. Their light tanks come back, and I didn't realize that their light tanks were pretty much all on this side. Take a clutch shot at the T110E4 on the move, full bore, and actually hit it, which I was very surprised. But here comes their RU-251. And they're Sheridan. So I got pretty much their light tanks on my butt here, and I knew it was going to end pretty quick here. And here comes their T110E4. I still got rounds just missing me because this thing it is hard to hit. It is a very hard tank to hit. So end up getting taken out, but this is the point I wanted to prove. I end up freeing up our tanks to take, shots at a lot of stuff that wasn't lit, and our stuff was hidden still because I've got a light tank here, light tank here. The T110E4 actually had to disengage and come down after me. This 1030, I lit him up. The Leopard PTA here, he was coming back after me. So basically I had like 4 or 5 guys that I drew back to all the way back to their base. Because they were chasing after me and it cracks me up, you can see the RU-51 shooting heat. Really overkill when you're shooting at this thing with no armor. I think I left mine on premium ammo though too, but that's just because basically I wasn't able to stop and aim, so I wanted to make sure, if I hit something, I hit it and penetrated it. But basically, so, about a quarter of their team had to come back and chase after me, and I lit up about a quarter of their team. I'm still getting spotted. I just got a little bit more spotting damage, even though I was dead, because I still had the stuff back here lit and it was still getting hit. So I ended up doing 18, I believe that is the full amount. I don't think I had any blind shots, of course, for 1,814 damage. Bounced 0 rounds, and as of now it shows we did 1,260 assisted spotting damage. But I think the little ploy there of me doing what I did, basically, we've lost 2 tanks, and they've they've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tanks. So almost half their team is gone, and we've only lost 2. So normally I don't play that aggressive, especially in a light tank like this that has no armor and a gun that really kind of sucks. But I really like to push a tank to its full potential, or just its maximum abilities when I'm doing a review on it, so you guys can see what it can do if you push it. But also that can bite you in the ass, and pushing it that hard, I could have ended up being dead, back way over here and not getting anything lit on the team. The enemy team ends up actually having a pretty much a really good comeback, and it was starting to get real close, but we still pulled it off. I think we ended up having 4 tanks at the end. But I mean, if you look at this right now, we're blowing them out of the water. We've got 11 tanks left. They've got 7, but they had a couple real good players on their team, and they were able to come back and do quite a bit of damage and knock several of our guys out. But anyways, we did win the match, thank goodness, and hopefully it was part to what I did there in the beginning. But if you want to hold on for a minute, I'll have some post-game stats for you, and so I'll be right back. Alrighty, just real quick, I wanted to let you know after watching the review, there was a replay myself. I thought I kept it on premium rounds, but I didn't. I did shoot 1 premium round and switched back to standard rounds. So basically I penned that T110E4 on the move, moving at full speed on the move, and actually penned him. Couldn't believe it. With an accuracy of .44, doing 70 kilometers an hour and actually hitting something, it was basically a miracle in itself. But I just wanted to reiterate, I shot 1 premium round like I always do right after for the very first round, and then I shot nothing but standard after that. So, because I actually said that I shot all premium, and just wanted to verify or let you know that I didn't. So, Anyways, yep, hold on for a minute, and we'll have some more videos for you here. Alrighty, so yeah, I went balls deep on that one. Normally I don't play that aggressive, but I could see, on that map there when they split like that, you can light up one side of the map and then turn and try and light the other side of the map up, and it really does help your team because you could see when I was keeping them lit, we had literally a huge advantage tank-wise. I mean, I think we'd only lost once I got killed, it was myself and like one other tank, and half their team was gone. They almost rallied and came back at the end there. It was getting pretty darn close. But you can see with the speed of the tank, like the T100 LT, you had, and this one here, it's such low profile. You could hear the rounds just zinging by me and missing. But then their light tanks turn around, which the reason I kind of wanted to do it was weird to see that many sheriff, to see that many Sheridans in the game like that. There was several of them. I was very surprised. And there was actually a couple RU-251s. Just there was a lot of light tanks in that match, which usually doesn't seem like there's that many. So the problem I ran into was the fact that they all turned around to come after me. But the good thing was then I was keeping them preoccupied and keeping their team lit, keeping their lights lit because their lights were chasing after me, which that's why I think we had, not to say that, I'm giving myself a pat on the back here, but right off the bat when I did that, their light tanks weren't able to light our tanks up because they were chasing me. I was lighting their stuff up, obviously, as you can see, and in turn, their tanks really couldn't do crap because they couldn't see us because their light tanks were chasing after me. So we ended up lighting up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which I really was surprised that was all I lit up. I thought I was going to light a whole lot more. On a split map that big, though, that's kind of usually what happens. If it would have been a smaller map, I probably could have lit them all easily. Penetration-wise, and that's the big problem with these, I was actually, I shot, I think, all premium rounds on that. I'm pretty sure I did. I had 8 shots, 7 hit, 6 pen. One of them was actually on the move, which I couldn't believe it even hit. The accuracy on this is .44. So if you think sitting still, .44 sucks, on the move and actually hit it, yeah, I about crapped when I saw that hit. I think it was a tank destroyer up on the hill there. But anyway, so we ended up getting a spotter and a fire for effect. We hit the T, yeah, it was a T110E4, I believe I hit on the move like that for 292, hit the enemy Sheridan for 320, knocked out his fuel tank, hit the other RU-251 twice for 607, and knocked out his turret, and the T-49 hit him twice for 595 and knocked out his fuel tank. Like I said, normally I don't play that aggressive, but, I like to test a vehicle out to its maximum capabilities when I'm doing a video for you guys. And you can see this thing is balls to the walls fast. It hauls butt. We ended up doing 1,814 damage, which is actually really good, considering the penetration on these guns, these light tanks guns, really sucks. Most of the stuff I was hitting, except for the T110E4, has no armor. Sheridan, no armor. RU-251, T-49, both of them, no armor. I did pretty much auto-lock on most everything because when you're driving your tank around the map like that and you're trying to spot stuff, you don't have time to really stop and aim. At the very beginning I did at the enemy T-49. I don't think he knew I was even there. The camo rating on these things are awesome. That is one really good aspect of these light tanks. My camo rating is 41.12. So you keep that camo rating when you're actually concealment moving. It actually says 31.12. I always thought that light tanks kept its full. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's 41 sitting still, 31 when you're moving. Still 31 when you're moving is phenomenal. I mean, that's just crazy, crazy high. So camo rating on these are very good. That STRV 1030 got hit for 397 because of me, the E50 for 159, and the C75 for 704. So Didn't do a whole lot of assisted damage, 1260. Did light up a all right amount and did an all right amount of damage. But yeah, we had 8 shots, 7 hit, 6 pen, 1814 damage. We got hit 5 times, 5 pen, of course. Spotted 6 vehicles, damage 4, and damage with our assistance was 1260, and we lost 15,015 credits. I've got it set up with premium everything, and I used the repair kit because I got my track blown off there at the beginning. So that's 20 grand down the hole right there. Yeah, right here you can see. And ammo was only 10, and the fixed vehicle was 22. So I didn't lose a whole lot, but you know, it'd been nice to make on a win to make a credit, you know. But these light tanks, it doesn't seem like you really do. You're forced to shoot premium rounds. I mean, you don't have a choice. And at that, I do take that back in a way. Uh, so APCR, 230 pen with what I was shooting at, except for the E4, T110 E4, I would have been able to pen all that stuff easily with standard rounds. But I didn't even think to change it to standard rounds when I started trying to run for my life. So, anyways, yeah, if you think about it, if they would buff the guns up to what, you know, I wish they were, these things would be a whole heck of a lot better vehicles to play. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe to the channel. You guys take it easy, be safe, and I will see you on the battlefield.